Hello dear students, welcome back to online biology coaching classes for the competitive exams. And in this video also I am continuing the discussion on multiple choice questions on the plant kingdom topic only. In the previous video I discussed only 24 questions from the NCERT based MCQ section, and today I am continuing the remaining questions along with the questions from the previous competitive exams. So let us move to the question. What structures A and B respectively indicate in the life cycle of bryophytes, pteridophytes and gymnosperms? You may get little confused with the representation of this life cycle, but try to understand what is the requirement of a question or what is asked in the question. So in one column, the plant groups names are given like bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms. And in column B, the related terms for these plant groups are mentioned and a general representation of life cycle is given. If you go through the life cycle, it is not possible to match which one is A and which one is, particularly which one is the correct matching for the A in column B. So gametophyte, whether it is bryophyte, pteridophyte or gymnosperms, in all the cases it is haploid and multicellular in nature. And from this gametophyte, the gametes are produced, and these gametes are also haploid in nature. They undergo fertilization, gives rise to the formation of zygote, and zygote is diploid structure, and this diploid structure undergoes mitosis to produce the sporophyte. The sporophyte is diploid in nature. The spore mother cells of the sporophyte, they undergo meiosis to produce the haploid spores, and on germination the haploid spores gives rise to the development of gametophyte. This is generalized representation of the life cycle. What is the correct option for the given question in the column A and column B? Bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms. For these three groups, capsule is spore producing structure, because in mosses, the mosses or any other bryophyte, especially in mosses, the sporophyte is differentiated into foot, seta and capsule. In the remaining bryophytes, the capsule is present. Then coming to the second group mentioned, pteridophytes, protonema is the green leafy structure which represents the gametophyte, and it develops due to the germination of spores. Sporangia, cones, sporophyll, all these are the terms with reference to the study of pteridophytes. Even fertile fronds, megasporangia and microsporangia are the terms used in gymnosperms. So for column A and column B, for this question, the right option is the option 2. So this is the correct matching with respect to A and B and given representation of life cycle. Then moving to the next question. Again it is with reference to life cycle patterns. So here 3 life cycle patterns are given. What A represents, what B represents and what C represents. So in the A, zygote is diploid, sporophyte is diploid, only gametes are produced as a result of meiosis. That means in this particular life cycle, only gametes are representing the haploid part in the entire life cycle. Zygote is also diploid in condition, sporophyte is also diploid in condition. Only gametes are representing haploid stage. So most of the stages are diploid except the gametes. A life cycle represents diplontic life cycle. Then what about B? In B, gametophyte is a haploid. The spores are also haploid in condition. Zygote is the only one structure which is in the diploid condition. So B becomes haploid, and C, zygote is diploid, sporophyte is diploid. Two stages are in the diploid condition. Spores are in the haploid condition. On germination of the spores, the gametophyte develops. It is also haploid in condition. So here the equal haploid and diploid stages are observed. Therefore, C represents a haplodiplontic life cycle. Depending on number of haploid and diploid stages in the diplontic life cycle, only the gametes are in the haploid condition. In the haplontic cycle, the gametophyte and spores are in the haploid condition and only zygote is in the diploid condition. Here, equal proportion or equal number is observed. Two haploid structures and two diploid structures. So, C represents a haplodiplontic life cycle. So, the right option for this question is option 4. Then moving to next question. This is the life cycle representation of angiosperms, and in this question it is asked to identify what are the labelings A, B, C, D and E are respectively. What A represents, what B represents, what is the representation of C and what is the representation of D, then what is the representation E. So here is the E. What are these labelings indicating in the life cycle of angiosperm? Here for A, ovary and style are mentioned. So ovary and style are already given. Therefore A becomes stigma, because stigma is connected to style and style is attached to bulged portion called ovary. Stigma, style and ovary are the parts of pistil or carpel. Then in the B, the lower portion is marked as filament and B is asked to identify, and B is anther, because single stamen consists of two parts such as the anther and filament. So in the anther, the microspores are produced. They are nothing but pollen grains. When pollen grain germinates, it produces two male gametes. Therefore, C represents male gametophyte. Pollen grains are the male gametophytes of angiosperms. They are not the male gametes. After the germination of pollen grain on the stigma, the pollen grain produces two haploid male gametes. Therefore, here C represents male gametophyte and D represents the egg, because it is present in the embryo sac, and E represents the female gametophyte. So correct option for this question is option A. A is stigma, B is anther, C is male gametophyte, D is egg and E is the female gametophyte with respect to the labeled parts of life cycle in the angiosperms. Then moving to the next question. Which is the correct combination? Match the following is asked here. In column 1, some algal products or algal examples are given. With respect to that, options are given in the column B. So we need to identify which one is the correct answer. Agar, it is obtained Agar is obtained from brown algae. So agar is obtained from Gelidium and Gracilaria. So for A, it is fourth one. For B, algin is obtained from brown algae and carrageen is obtained from red algae. Chlorella and spirulina are the single cell proteins. They are rich in the protein, so they can be used as food supplements by space travelers. They are providing high energy along with the protein and vitamins. Therefore, it is used as a supplementary food material, particularly by the space travelers. So, the right option for this match the following becomes option 2. Agar, Gelidium and Gracilaria. Algin is obtained from the brown algae. Carrageen is obtained from the red algae. Chlorella and spirulina are single cell proteins which are used as supplements by the space travelers. Then moving to the next question. Again, it is also match the following. Classes of pteridophytes are given along with the examples. Class names and examples, both of them are the pteridophytes. Let us find out which one is the right option. The classes of pteridophytes are Psilopsida, Lycopsida, Spinopsida and Pteropsida. Members of Pteropsida are called ferns. Psilopsida, the one example is Psilotum. Lycopsida, it is Selaginella. Even Lycopodium is also belonging to the same group. Remember, for Lycopsida, both of them are the examples. Selaginella as well as Lycopodium. Selaginella is heterophilous and heterosporous. Lycopodium is homophilous and homosporous. Then Spinopsida, the one example is Equisetum, and Pteropsida, the example is Dryopteris and Dryopteris, Pteris and Adiantum. All these are belonging to the Pteropsida. So the right answer for this question is option 1. So this is the right answer for the given. Match the following. Then moving to again one more match the following. But here the examples of plant groups along with their life cycle patterns are given, and it is asked to find out which one is the correct combination. Haplontic life cycle, diplontic life cycle, haplodiplontic life cycle. For haplontic life cycle, where do you find the haplontic life cycle? The haplontic life cycle is found in many algae, almost all the algae with few exceptions. It is showing haplontic life cycle. Diplontic life cycle, it is shown by seed bearing plants, and haplodiplontic life cycle, it is shown by bryophytes, pteridophytes and algae like Ectocarpus, Polysiphonia and kelps. That is why most of the algae are showing haplontic life cycle, but with the exception of Ectocarpus, Polysiphonia and kelp. So with this matching, the right answer for this question becomes option 1. Then moving to last question of the NCERT section. Which one of the following is correct about Pinus? Monoecious, microsporangiate and female megasporangiate cones are produced on the same plant. Monoecious, male and female sporophyll born on the same strobilus. Dioecious, male and female cones are produced on different plants. Monoecious, micro and megasporocarp develop on the same plant. So here the question is asked with reference to the condition of the gymnosperm, it is Pinus. The speciality of the pinus is that it is monoecious. That means it produces male and female cones on the same plant but on separate branches. Production of cones occur on the same plant but two different branches produces, where one branch produces the male cone and another branch produces the female cone. So the right answer for this question is option A. So these are the questions given from NCERT section. Now let us move to the questions from previous competitive exams. Apart from this one also, today I am going to discuss some additional questions based on NCERT only. Apart from these, already the questions from NCERT section given in the material I have discussed, and now I am going to discuss some questions with respect to the questions appeared in previous competitive exams. After this one, I have added few additional questions again from completely based on NCERT portion only, which I have not discussed in the previous video. So let us have a look on the first question from the previous competitive exams. Absence of chlorophyll in the lowermost cells of the eulothrix shows. What is this eulothrix? Eulothrix is filamentous algae, and its lowermost cell, the lowermost cell of the eulothrix, it is without chlorophyll. What it indicates? Other parts of this eulothrix filaments are having the chlorophyll because they have to do the photosynthesis. But the lowermost cell is attached to the substratum and it forms the holdfast. It is the image of eulothrix filament. It is the substratum. To this the holdfast is attached. The cell of the holdfast is having the nucleus, but it is without any chlorophyll because it is not involved in the photosynthesis. It is meant for attachment to the substratum. In the filament of eulothrix, all the cells are belonging to the same algae, but the lower cell is without chlorophyll because it is not doing the photosynthesis. It is attaching to the substratum. This shows beginning of labor of the division. Labor of division means distribution of the work for different cells. Even in the human body also we can see the labor of division, because to do the different functions in our body we have different organs and different systems. Like that, the function of the holdfast is only for the purpose of attachment, to get attached to the substratum. That is why there is no need of chlorophyll. Whereas remaining cells in the filament of eulothrix, they contain the chloroplast so that they are doing the photosynthesis. Distribution of the work is even observed in the primitive algal member. It is nothing but eulothrix. So the same explanation it is mentioned here. Why the lower cell is not containing the chloroplast? The name for the lower cell is holdfast. As the name indicates, holdfast, it is attaching to the substratum, it is holding the entire filament, so it is not necessarily carrying out the photosynthesis, therefore it is without chlorophyll. The right option for this question is option 4. Then moving to next question. Agar is commercially obtained from which algae? Agar is obtained commercially from the red algae. It is very much used in the production of commercial substances like jellies, even in the ice creams. What is the correct explanation given here? Agar is a jelly-like substance. Of course, it is obtained from red algae. and agar is derived from polysaccharide called agarose. Agarose is an polysaccharide. From this one, the jelly-like substance agar is obtained, and which is the supporting structure in the cell walls of certain species of algae, and it is released on boiling. When red algal members are boiled, from the boiling process only agar is obtained. The one additional point you need to remember, the algae from which agar is obtained, they are called agarophytes, and these members are belonging to the rhodophyta, which is nothing but red algae, and agar is resulting from mixture of two components. One is agarose and another is agaropectin. The agar contains two components, agarose and agaropectin. With the mixture of these two, the agar is obtained from the agarophytes, which are nothing but algae from which agar is obtained. And this is obtained or released on boiling these red algal members. So the right answer for this question is option 2. Then moving to next question. The plant body of moss, and in the bracket the given name is Funaria is. What is this moss? Mosses are the advanced members of bryophytes. It includes the Funaria, Polytrichum and Sphagnum. What is the condition in case of bryophytes? Plant body is dominating and it is a gametophyte. It contains the spore producing structure called sporophyte. Therefore, the right answer for this question, you have to remember this compulsorily. In bryophytes, the plant body is gametophyte and it is a dominant phase in the life cycle to which the sporophyte is attached. Therefore, answer for this question, the plant body of moss, that is Funaria, is predominantly gametophyte with the sporophyte. Here is the answer for that question, and this is the image of Funaria. The lower portion, this entire portion represents gametophyte, and for the first time the leaf-like structures can be leaf-like structures are observed in the mosses. Of course, it is also having the rhizoids because roots are completely absent. The capsule and seta are the parts of sporophyte, and this sporophyte is growing attached to the gametophyte. Therefore, the plant body of moss, it is predominantly gametophyte with the sporophyte, because sporophyte is attached to the gametophyte only, and in case of bryophytes, the gametophytic generation represents dominant phase in the life cycle as compared to that of sporophyte. Whereas in remaining groups, the sentence is reversed. The sporophytic generation is representing dominant phase in the life cycle of other plant groups. And here the right answer is predominantly gametophyte with the sporophyte. Then moving to the next question. A well-developed archegonium with neck consisting of 4 to 6 rows of neck canal cells is characteristic of archegonium. What is this? Archegonium represents, or it is female reproductive structure or female sex organ, the specific term in case of bryophytes and pteridophytes, because in gymnosperms it is called female cone, which consists of megasporangia, and in algae the female sex organ is called oogonium. Only in case of bryophytes and pteridophytes the structure is called archegonium. Therefore, without any doubt, the answer is bryophytes and pteridophytes. So in bryophytes and pteridophytes, The archegonium represents female sex organ, and archegonium, it appeared for the first time in bryophytes. Remember, it is the first group in the plant kingdom, and in bryophytes only the archegonium is appeared for the first time. And archegonium is a flask shaped structure. In both the images you can see it is having bulged lower part and narrow upper part. Therefore, the archegonium is a flask shaped structure. It has the swollen basal portion called venter. The lower enlarged portion, it is called venter, and upper elongated portion is called neck. Entire this elongated portion is called neck. The venter contains female gamete egg and venter canal cell. There are 4 to 6 vertical rows of neck canal cells. This portion represents neck canal cell. The number is 4 to 6 in case of bryophytes, enclosing the neck canal cells in the bryophytes. Remember, the 4 to 6 vertical row of neck canal cells are present in the bryophytes. The archegonia have a short neck made up of 4 rows of vertically elongated cells that encloses 4 neck canal cells in case of pteridophytes. The number is only 4 in case of pteridophytes, whereas 4 to 6 neck canal cells is in case of bryophytes. So these are the images of archegonium, which is the flask shaped structure with bulged venter having the female gamete egg and with elongated neck, and neck is having the neck canal cells. So the right answer for this question is option 2. Then moving to next one. Which one of the following have elaters with mature spores in the capsule? I don't know whether you remember it or not. While explaining the sporophyte in bryophytes, I mentioned about the elaters along with the diagram. Which one of the following have elaters with mature spores in the capsule? The presence of elaters, the spiral structures which helps in release of spores by dehiscing the capsule, it is observed in case of Mcqs, and Mcqs is a member of liverworts which is belonging to bryophytes. So even this is the spore. Let us have a look on this image. Then I will go to the clear explanation. All these are the spores present in the capsule, and these ribbon-like spiral structures are nothing but elaters. What is their function? Elaters, they absorb the water and they help to release the spores from capsule, because after absorption of the moisture content or water, the capsule structure becomes enlarged, and enlarged capsule, it ruptures and it releases the spores from capsule. So Hepaticopsida, it is the class name of bryophytes. The members of Hepaticopsida are commonly called liverworts. For them, example is Marcantia. Another name, pseudo-elaters, that means false elaters, are present in the member of Anthocerotopsida. Actually, this is also the class of Bryophyta, but this class is not mentioned in our syllabus. That's what I have not explained. Actually, Bryophyte is divided into 3 classes. Hepaticopsida, members are commonly called liverworts. Anthocerotopsida, the members are commonly called hornworts, and Bryopsida, the members are commonly called mosses. And for Anthocerotopsida, the example is Anthoceros, And in Anthoceros, the capsule contains pseudoelaters. Whether it is normal elater or it is pseudoelater, they show the spiral structure, they absorb the moisture content, and they help in the releasing of spore. And remember, they are sterile. That means they do not undergo any reproduction process. They are not helping in reproduction. They are the sterile structures present in the capsule. Then moving to next one. Seed habit first originated in. The question is very interesting, and most of the time it creates confusion, because for the first time the seed completely formed in case of gymnosperms, but before complete production there must be some link between previous group and the advanced group. There is a connecting link between bryophytes and pteridophytes, and it is nothing but Anthoceros. Like that, from pteridophytes to gymnosperms, because the gymnosperms are commonly called naked seeded plants. They have completely produced the seeds, but seeds are in the naked condition due to the absence of ovary wall. That means the question is whether seed formation directly started in the gymnosperms, or is there any connecting link between the pteridophytes and gymnosperms where the seed formation or seed habit originated for the first time? Yes, the answer for this question is it is observed in certain ferns. These group are interlinking between pteridophytes and gymnosperms. Let me explain this one in detail. The seed habit has started to originate where after the fertilization, zygote is retained inside the mother plant. What is zygote? It is product of fertilization. It is fusion between male and female gamete, and when the fusion between male and female gamete occurs inside the mother plant within the archegonium, because it is the female sex organ, the seed production has initiated. The earlier seed plants with seed-like structures were found to have existed in the Devonian seed ferns. What is this? Devonian. It is the part of geological time scale which contains the words like era, epoch, period. So it is the Devonian which is belonging to, or it is the term used in the geological time scale where the seed ferns originated. The name of that seed fern is Lignopteryx, and an archaeopteryl type of pteridosperm, not pteridophyte, it is pteridosperm. And pteridosperms are fossil plants, means now they are not existing, they are completely extinct, which are considered to be the intermediate between pteridophytes and seed bearing plants. See, this one only I explained. In between pteridophytes and gymnosperms, there is an intermediate connecting group called pteridosperm, and this pteridosperm, it has shown the formation of seed habitat for the first time. It is the connecting link between pteridophyte and seed bearing plants. Which are the seed bearing plants? Actually, gymnosperms and angiosperms are completely producing the seeds. But for the first time, the completely developed seed appeared in the gymnosperms, but seed habit originated or started in the pteridosperms, which are the intermediate link between pteridophytes and seed bearing plants. But this group now it is available in the form of fossil, means The plant parts are available. Living pteridosperms are not present. They are available only in the fossil condition and all the members have become extinct. This is the image of Lignopteris. The leaf pattern of this particular plant, this is very similar to that of ferns. What we observe in the pteridophytes, the fern leaf arrangement and in the Lignopteris is very much similar. This is the first group of pteridosperm where the seed production has originated, and it is the connecting link between pteridophytes and gymnosperms. Then moving to the one more term or information I have mentioned here. Pteridosperms or seed ferns, they are also called seed ferns, are very heterogeneous group of extinct plants. That's what I told. They are not existing now. They have become completely extinct, with most fern-like foliage but with real seeds. The leaf structure or leaf arrangement is exactly as that of the ferns of pteridophytes, but they have produced the real seed, and that is why they are considered as intermediate connecting link between pteridophytes and seed bearing plants. Then moving to the next question. Multicellular branched rhizoids and leafy gametophytes are characteristic of, leafy gametophyte. The term given is leafy gametophyte, but again with branched rhizoids. It is the character of leafy gametophyte and branched rhizoids are found only in some bryophytes, because only mosses are showing the character like this. Because in case of liverworts, the gametophyte is flattened and it is completely a thallus. It is without root, stem and leaf. Whereas in case of mosses, the mosses are the bryophytes where the leafy gametophyte is developed, and it is observed only in some bryophytes, particularly in case of mosses. Whereas in remaining bryophytes, the leafy gametophyte is absent, it is a thallus, and this is the image where the rhizoids are present and stem is covered by, not exactly stem, the aerial portion of the gametophyte is covered by the green leafy structure, and this represents the gametophyte in case of mosses. So the right answer for this question is option 2. Then moving to the next question. Bryophytes can be separated from algae because, what is the difference between bryophyte and algae? Of course, there are many differences, but here with reference to given options, bryophytes can be separated from algae because they are thalloid forms. Actually, it is similarity. They have no conducting tissues. Both bryophytes and algae are non-vascular plants. They do not contain xylem and phloem. Possess archegonia with outer layer of sterile cells. Contain chloroplast in their cells. First, second and fourth options are giving the similarity between bryophytes and algae. They are showing the similarity between bryophytes and algae. So the separated character or the difference between bryophytes and algae is that bryophytes possess archegonia and their reproductive structures are having sterile cells. So bryophytes female reproductive structure or female sex organ is called the archegonium, whereas in algae the female sex organ is called oogonium. Whereas in case of bryophytes, the sex organs are covered by sterile jacket, For that one, I have represented antheridium, and antheridium is surrounded by sterile jacket. And female sex organ in bryophyte is called archegonium. First, second and fourth options are showing similarities between bryophytes and algae, and difference is given in the third option. Archegonium is the name of female sex organ in bryophyte, and sex organs in bryophytes are covered by sterile cells. So the right option for this question is option 3. Then moving to the next question. An alga rich in protein is, all of them are the algal examples, Spirogyra, Eulothrix, Oscillatoria and the Chlorella. Among these given examples, which algae or which algal member is rich in the protein? If you remember, the chlorella is called single cell protein, SCP, because it is rich in the protein. It contains about 45% of the protein and 20% of the fat, 20% of carbohydrate and 5% of the fiber, 10% of the minerals and vitamins. It is a potential food source because of its higher protein value and other essential nutrients. Therefore, the chlorella is used as the additional food supplement. It is available in the form of tablet as well as in the powder. This is the example for the algae which is rich in the protein, and the answer is the chlorella. It grows in fresh water and it is green algae which is rich source of protein which can be used as the potential food source or alternate food source. Then moving to the next question. Eulothrix can be described as, in the question, features of the Eulothrix are given. Some characters are given. Which one is the more suitable character to explain the character of the Eulothrix? What is this Eulothrix? Eulothrix is algal member. Already you have seen the structure of Eulothrix in the first question only. Eulothrix is filamentous alga and it produces flagellated reproductive organs. In the Eulothrix, we can see the flagellated reproductive organs, and Eulothrix is a genus of non-branching filamentous green algae. This is found in fresh water as well as marine water. Its cells are normally broad as they are long, and they thrive, means they can survive in the low temperature of spring and winter, become attached to the surface with the help of a modified hold-fast cell. And as I discussed in the first question, hold-fast is a little bit larger cell and it is without chlorophyll, because hold-fast function is to get attached to the substratum, so there is no need of chlorophyll in the hold-fast, which is the lowermost cell in the Eulothrix. And remember, Eulothrix is a filamentous green algae. It is non-branching. That means the filament remains like this. The filament remains like this. Almost all the cells are of same size except the lower cell called hold-fast. Hold-fast is a little bit larger and it gets attached to the substratum. This is unbranched condition. If I draw the filament and if I show the side branches like this, this becomes branched filament. But here it is unbranched filament. The lower cell is called holdfast and it is without chlorophyll. But reproductive structures are flagellated. So the right answer for this question is option 4. Then moving to next question. This one is interesting. The walking fern is named so. Fern means it is a member of pteridophyte. Then which pteridophyte is called walking fern and why it is called so? The answer is it propagates vegetatively by its leaf tips. A very interesting phenomenon is observed, and the answer for this question, the walking fern is name given for Adiantum caudatum. Adiantum caudatum is the species name, and this you need to remember. Adiantum caudatum is a fern belonging to the pteridophytes, and it is named as walking fern because it vegetatively propagates by its leaf buds, and when leaf buds touch the soil they form new plant, and this process, it is helping the plant to spread to maximum area, and this is the image of Adiantum caudatum. And Adiantum caudatum itself is called walking fern. This leaf portion along the margins, small adventitious buds are developing. When these buds come in contact with the soil, they germinate and gives rise to the development of new plant, and this is helping in the spreading of the fern. That is why they are called walking fern. Then moving to the next question. A water fern which is used as a green manure in rice fields is water fern. Without second thought, immediately you have to recall the memory. Already this portion is explained in the theoretical part. The answer is azolla. Azolla is water fern. It contains the symbiotic association with Anabena, and Anabena is cyanobacteria. And because of the presence of Anabena, the nitrogen fixation is carried out. Azolla is a heterosporous pteridophyte. It contains endosymbiont. Endosymbiont means Anabena is present inside the body of Azolla, and due to the presence of Anabena, definitely there is a fixation of the nitrogen occurs. That is why an Azolla is used as a green manure in the rice fields, and this is the image of Azolla. Then moving to the next one, as I told in this video, I am going to discuss some NCERT based additional questions. So let us have the look on those questions. Hello dear students, in this video I am going to discuss some multiple choice questions on first PU chapter. It is plant kingdom. So let us go for the questions. And Prantl, R.H. Whitaker. So different biologists have proposed different systems of classification, like that artificial system of classification, natural systems of classification, phylogenetic systems of classification, which is completely based on evolutionary interrelationship. And here the term given is natural systems of classification, and the natural systems of classification was given by Bentham and Hooker, and they have introduced this one in their book Genera Plantarum. The characters used for the classification by Bentham and Hooker: morphology, that means external appearance of the plants; anatomy, internal structure; embryology, early developmental stages; method of reproduction; cytology, cell structure; physiology, functioning; behavior, as well as biochemistry. So these are the characters selected by Bentham and Hooker to propose the natural systems of classification, which is widely used for plant classification. The next question. Cytological information like chromosome number, structure, behavior, are related with. That means for the classification, if the chromosome number, structure and behavior are concerned, that branch is called with which name? The given options are numerical taxonomy, chemotaxonomy, cytotaxonomy, all of these. So here the given term is chromosome number, and chromosome number, structure as well as their behavior. Therefore the right answer for this one is cytotaxonomy. So next question. In class Phaeophyceae, the plant body is usually attached to the substratum by A. Here we have to find out what is that, capital A, and has a stalk, capital B, and leaf-like photosynthetic organ, C. So in this question, here we need to find out what is the A, what is B, and what is C in the given option. The class of algae mentioned is Phaeophyceae. What is the character of Phaeophyceae? Here the roots are absent. Instead of that, root-like structure is present, which is called hold fast. And this hold fast, it is present at the base of algae like root system, because roots are absent. Root-like structures are present, and this hold fast serves to anchor. Anchor means holding. Anchor the algae on the substrate and prevents the algae from being carried away by water current. So hold fast is root-like structure which is attached to the substratum. So A is hold fast. In the given question, A represents hold fast. Then what is B? From the hold fast, a stalk-like structure arises which is called the stipe. So B in the question represents stipe, and from that a leaf-like photosynthetic organ arises, it is called frond. So A, B, C in the given question are hold fast, stipe and frond. These are the structures found in the members of Phaeophyceae. The next question. Fusion of two gametes which are dissimilar in size is termed as. The given options are isogamy, oogamous, anisogamous and agamous. What is the statement given? The fusion is occurring between dissimilar sized gametes. So when gametes are of same size, it is isogamous or homogamous. When gametes are of different size or dissimilar size, the type of the fusion is called anisogamous. So anisogamous is also anisogamy. It is also called heterogamy, where the fusion occurs between two dissimilar sized gametes. The smaller and motile gamete represents male gamete, and the larger and non-motile gamete represents female gamete. And the anisogamy, it is first evolved in the multicellular haploid species, in which the fusion occurs between two dissimilar sized gametes. Then moving to the next question. pyrenoids in green algal cells are related to? The given options are starch formation, protein storage, general metabolism, enzyme secretion. So these are the options given for pyrenoid. So what is the function of pyrenoid? Here the pyrenoids are related to the starch formation. The starch formation is concerned with the function of pyrenoid. What are pyrenoids? These are the rounded bodies found in the chloroplast of green algae. They are the centers of conversion of glucose into starch. So glucose molecule is converted into starch. Starch is a polysaccharide. Glucose is monosaccharide. The starch is produced within the pyrenoids. Glucose molecule is converted into starch. Apart from that, the pyrenoids are also the collection centers of starch. The formation of starch as well as the storage of the starch, both of them are occurring in the pyrenoid. Then question is, how it is possible? Because pyrenoids are present in the chloroplast, and chloroplast is the site of photosynthesis, so that glucose conversion to starch and storage of the starch, both the functions are carried out by pyrenoids. The next question, which of the following class of algae is mostly found in salt water? That is marine water. Phaeophysae, Rhodophysae, Chlorophysae, both A and B. So which one is the answer? The members of Phaeophysae, that is brown algae, are found mostly in the marine habitats, and some examples for the members of Phaeophysae are Ectocarpus, Fucus, Laminaria, Sargassum and Dictyota. So these members are found in the marine water or salt water. The next question, which of the following terms is correctly matched with their definition in Pinus? So Pinus is member of gymnosperms, and with respect to Pinus, some options are given. Monoecious, male microsporangiate and female megasporangiate cones are produced on the same plant. Monoecious, male and female sporophylls born on the same strobilus. Dioecious, male and female cones are produced on the different plants. Monoecious, micro and megasporocarp develop on the same plant. So in case of gymnosperms, the spore producing structures are arranged in the form of group of the sporophylls representing cones, and here in the Pinus the condition is the plant is monoecious. Here the male microsporangiate and female megasporangiate cones are produced on the same plant, and the condition is called monoecious. Then moving to the next question, protonema and leafy stage are predominant stage of life cycle of which plant? Protonema and leafy stage. First, the protonema will be formed due to the spore germination, and from that protonema a leafy structure arises. Both of them are the predominant stages. in the life cycle of which plants? Mosses, liverwort, dicot, gymnosperm. So here the right answer is in the mosses. What is this moss? These are the plants belonging to bryophytes. The bryophytes are non-vascular plants. They are the amphibians of the plant kingdom, started growing on the land but still dependent on water for the fertilization, and in those the mosses are the group of bryophytes, liverworts, hornworts and mosses. So in these mosses the haploid spores germinate and gives rise to the formation of protonema, and from the protonema the buds arise and they produce leafy mass plant. This is the explanation for given question. Then moving to next question. Which of the following statements concerning the algae is incorrect? Most algae are photosynthetic. Algae can be classified according to their pigments. All algae are filamentous. Spirogyra does not produce the zoospores. Which one is wrong? Which one is incorrect statement? It is asked to identify. Most algae are photosynthetic. Algae are the group of the plants having chlorophyll and different pigments. All of them are showing photosynthesis. All of them are autotrophic, and algae can be classified according to their pigments. Depending on the pigment in the cell, algae are classified as green algae, brown algae, red algae, golden brown algae. Like that the classification is made. And Spirogyra does not produce the zoospores. Only one statement is incorrect here. It is option C, because all algae are filamentous. Some algae are filamentous, but all the algae are not filamentous. Most of the algae are in the form of colonies. They are mostly available in the colonial forms. So the C statement is wrong. If the cells of root in wheat plant have 42 chromosomes, then the number of chromosomes in the cell of pollen grain is, given options are 14, 28, 21 and 42. So what is given here? The number of chromosomes in the root of wheat plant. What is root? It is vegetative part of the plant body. Entire plant body, it is having 42. So therefore diploid number of chromosomes, it is 42. Diploid number of chromosomes given is 42. Then the pollen mother cells which are present in the anther, because wheat is angiosperm, the plant body of the angiosperm is sporophyte and it is diploid in condition, and the same number of chromosomes will be present in the pollen mother cells of anther. So what is the number given? It is diploid number 42. The same number of chromosomes are present in the pollen mother cell. When pollen mother cells undergo meiosis, they produce pollen grains. Therefore, number of chromosomes in the pollen grain becomes haploid. Why it is haploid? Because pollen mother cells When they undergo meiosis, they can produce the pollen grains. And meiosis is reductional cell division. When a diploid number is 42, from this diploid number, the produced haploid structures contain half of the chromosomes, and the answer is 21. So option B is the right answer. Then coming to next question, it is match the following. Group of plant kingdom is given in one column, and examples for those plant kingdom it is given in another column. Let us find out which are the accurate matchings. Here the algae in given example, for algae the right option is Chlamydomonas. Then for fungi it is Rhizopus, and for angiosperm it is the first one, Solanum tuberosum. Then for pteridophyte the option is Equisetum. The pteridophyte is Equisetum. Oh, I am not getting this one. Yes, Equisetum. And for gymnosperm it is Cycas. So let us check. For A it is fourth one. B, C, D, all of them are showing fourth option for A. But for B, the right option is Rhizopus. It is only in the option B. And for C, it is 1. For D, it is second. And for E, it is third. So the right answer for this question is option B. This is the match the following for given options. The unique feature of bryophytes compared to other plant groups is that they produce spores, they lack vascular tissues, they lack roots, their sporophyte is attached to the gametophyte. So what are the characters of bryophytes? Bryophytes are non-vascular plants because they don't contain xylem and phloem. The bryophyte plant body is gametophyte, and gametophyte is a thallus without a differentiation of root, stem and leaves. The bryophytes are producing the spores because in the bryophyte life cycle the two generations we can see alternating with each other. The gametophytic generation is dominant and sporophytic generation is dependent on gametophytic generation. So what is the unique feature? The sporophyte, once it is formed, due to the germination of spores, due to the fertilization, their sporophyte is attached to the gametophyte. Sporophyte remains attached to the gametophyte. The zygote do not undergo reduction division immediately in case of bryophytes, which is produced as a result of fertilization. They produce a multicellular body called sporophyte. Sporophyte is not free living. In case of bryophytes, it is attached to the photosynthetic gametophyte and derives nourishment from gametophyte. Therefore, the sporophyte is attached to the gametophyte, as the gametophyte is a dominant phase in the life cycle of bryophytes. So the right answer for this question is option D. A bryophyte differs from pteridophytes in having archegonia, lack of vascular tissue, swimming antherodes, ovides, independent gametophytes. So what is the differential character of bryophyte from that pteridophytes? In bryophytes and pteridophytes, archegonium is present, which is female reproductive structure. Swimming antherodes, ovides. The antherodes, ovides swim in the water so that they can execute the fertilization. Independent gametophyte it is having in case of bryophytes. What is the difference? The bryophytes do not contain the vascular tissues. They are avascular or non-vascular plants. Bryophytes are non-vascular plants because they are without xylem and phloem. Pteridophytes are the first terrestrial plants to possess vascular tissues. So B is the right answer for the question. If there are 4 cells in an anther, what will be the number of pollen grains? 8, 4, 16 and 12. The number of cells in the anther are 4. The cells of the anther are nothing but pollen mother cells. When pollen mother cell undergoes microsporogenesis from one pollen mother cell through the meiosis, how many pollen grains are produced? 4 pollen grains are produced. Therefore, the total number of pollen mother cells of the anther is given term here, and cells of the anther are nothing but pollen mother cells. From one pollen mother cell, when one pollen mother cell produces 4 pollen grains, from 4 pollen mother cells, the number of pollen grains produced are 16. So the right answer is option C. Then classification of plants proposed by Carolus Linnaeus was artificial because it was based on only a few morphological characters, evolutionary tendencies which are diverse, anatomical characters which are adaptive in nature, physiological traits along with the morphological characters. The classification system proposed by Carolus Linnaeus is called artificial system because to classify he selected only morphological characters. He used only morphological characters such as habit, color, number and shape of the leaves. Like this, he considered only morphological characters to explain the classification of plants. Therefore, the term is artificial. All the characters, anatomy, biochemistry, especially evolutionary relationships, physiology, all these characters are completely neglected by Linnaeus. He selected only morphological characters to classify the organisms. So, for the question, right answer is option A. Then, a research student collected certain alga and found that its cells contained both chlorophyll A, chlorophyll D as well as phycoerythrin. On the basis of his observation, the students conclude that the algae belongs to. So, pigments are clearly mentioned in the question. What are the pigments found in the collected alga? Chlorophyll A, chlorophyll D, and the very important one is phycoerythrin. Which color this represents? It is red color, and the alga belongs to Rhodophyceae. So the right answer for this one is phycoerythrin, red color, and red algae are nothing but Rhodophyceae. Protonema. What is the protonema? Is a stage of gametophytic generation, is a creeping green branched and develops directly from a spore, produce a lateral bud which forms leafy plant body, all of the above. So what is protonema? What exactly it represents? The protonema represents a stage of gametophytic generation, because the protonema is green filamentous creeping structure, correct, but it is produced as a result of spore germination. Therefore it is representing gametophytic generation. Then coming to next question. Fern plant is a haploid gametophyte, diploid gametophyte, diploid sporophyte, haploid sporophyte. So in the given question, the mentioned term is fern. So which group of the plants are ferns? These are belonging to pteridophytes. Psilopsida, Lycopsida, Spinopsida and Pteropsida. These are the classes of pteridophytes. So in the Pteropsida, the ferns are included. The fern plant which is belonging to pteridophyte, it is having sporophytic generation as dominant generation, and this is produced from zygote, and zygote is the product as a result of gametic fusion. Therefore when zygote gives rise to the formation of sporophyte, the zygote is diploid, the producing sporophyte is also diploid. Therefore the fern plant is diploid and it is sporophyte. So C is the right answer. The next, which of the following statements about algae is or are correct? Algae are chlorophyll bearing simple thalloid, heterotrophic and aquatic, both freshwater and marine organisms. Algae reproduce by vegetative means. Fusion of two gametes dissimilar in size is termed as oogamous. A few of the massive forms of algae such as kelps form massive plant bodies. These are the characters or the statements given with respect to algae. Algae are chlorophyll bearing simple thalloid. Up to this one it is correct. Even that next word, aquatic, available or growing in both fresh and marine, that is also correct. But heterotrophic is a wrong word, because algae are autotrophic. When any organism contains chlorophyll, it is able to carry out photosynthesis. So algae are autotrophic, they are not heterotrophic. Algae reproduce by vegetative means only. Again this is also the wrong statement, because algae can reproduce even by sexual method of reproduction. Fusion of two gametes dissimilar in size, it is not the oogamous method, it is anisogamous. A few of the massive forms of algae such as kelps form massive plant bodies. So only The C option, that is the fourth statement, is correct with respect to the given statements regarding algae. So brown algae, commonly called seaweed, they are growing luxuriously underwater forest in shallow oceans. They grow very massively, that is why it is referred as underwater forest in the oceans. They are growing in salt water or marine water. They are commonly known as seaweeds belonging to the group of brown algae, and they represent the underwater forest. So the right statement is the only fourth one. The next, which of the following is a major difference between mosses and ferns? Options are: ferns lack alternation of generation while mosses show the same. Mosses are facultative aerobes while ferns are obligate aerobes. Vascular bundle of ferns show xylem and phloem while those of mosses lack it. Sporophytes of ferns live much longer as compared to the sporophyte of the mosses. So which one is the answer? Which one of the following is the major difference? See here, fern and mosses, both of them are showing alternation of generation. Vascular bundles, the term is wrong, vascular tissues are present, and the correct accurate one is sporophyte of ferns live much longer as compared to the sporophyte of mosses. So the right answer for this one is option D, because in ferns the plant body is the sporophyte as the ferns are pteridophytes, because in pteridophytes the sporophyte is the dominant generation, gametophyte is the dominant generation in mosses. So sporophyte of the ferns live much longer as compared to the sporophyte of mosses. Then Cycas and adiantum resemble each other in having seeds, cambium, motile sperms and vessels. Cycas and adiantum. Cycas, it is a gymnosperm. Adiantum, it is a pteridophyte. It is commonly called maidenhair fern, and both of them are belonging to entirely different groups. One is pteridophyte and another is gymnosperm, but still they are resembling each other in one character, having motile sperms. So this is the similarity between the cycas and adiantum. The next question: fruits are not formed in gymnosperms because of, the options are: absence of pollination, absence of seed, absence of fertilization, absence of ovary. So very simple question. How the fruits are produced? Which structure of the flower is producing the fruits? The fruits are produced from ovary. But here the fruits are not formed in gymnosperms. That means the gymnosperms don't have ovary. Absence of the ovary is the reason for the fruit absence in gymnosperms. Then how ovules are present? Because gymnosperms are called naked seeded plants. When the seed is producing without fruit, how it is possible? Why the seeds are produced in gymnosperms? Because the ovules are present. Then why the fruits are not produced? Because ovary is absent. Then where these ovules are found or present? Ovules are not enclosed inside the ovary because ovary itself is absent. Then ovules, where they are developing? They are born on naked leafy sporophyll. That is why the seed production is observed in the gymnosperms, but due to the absence of ovary, the fruit is not formed. Even double fertilization is also absent in the gymnosperms, which is main character of angiosperms. Then moving to next question. You are given an unknown plant to study in the laboratory. You find that it has a chlorophyll, no xylem. Its multicellular sex organs are enclosed in a layer of Kcet cells. Its gametophyte stage is free living. The plant body probably belongs to. So all the characters are very neatly described in the question. So what are the given characters? It contains chlorophyll. It don't have xylem. Its sex organs are multicellular and enclosed in a layer of Kcet cells. Another clue given is its gametophyte stage is free living. All these are the characters of bryophytes. So no xylem, chlorophyll. Sometimes it may be confused with the chlorophyceae because chlorophyceae members are green algal members, and that green color is due to the presence of chlorophyll. Even algae don't have the xylem. But next continuation is given. Multicellular sex organs enclosed in a layer of Kcet cells. Kcet cells are unique to the bryophytes. And one more continuation of statement is given. Gametophyte stage is free living, independent. It will not be the pteridophyte because in pteridophyte sporophyte is dominant, and gametophytic independent stage is the character of only bryophytes. So all these characters are indicating the given plant belongs to bryophytes. Moving to next question. Chemotaxonomy is connected with classification of chemicals found in plants, use of phytochemical data in systematic botany, application of chemicals on herbarium sheet, and use of statistical methods in chemical yielding plants. Chemotaxonomy, it is the one more method of classification of the plants where the phytochemical data in systematic botany is used. And the next question. So here for this one, use of phytochemical data in systematic botany. So it is used for the classification of plants on the basis of phytochemical data. What kind of chemical components, alkaloids are present in the plant, on the basis of that the plants are classified. So moving to next one. Heterosporous pteridophyte belongs to the class Lycopsida is Selaginella, Equisetum, Xylotum and Pteris. Heterosporous pteridophyte. The pteridophytes are of two types, homosporous and heterosporous. In heterosporous condition, two different types of spores of different size are produced, microspores and megaspores. And here the class name mentioned is Lycopsida. So only one option, it is Selaginella. In pteridophytes, one character is very common. If the plant is homophilous, if it is covered by, its stem is covered by only one type of the leaves, the term is homophilous. When the plant is homophilous, it is homosporous, producing only one type of the spores, and the example is Lycopodium. When the plant is heterophilous, where stem is covered by two different types of leaves, microspores and microphilous and megaphilous, the plant is generally heterosporous, producing two different types of spores, microspores and megaspores, and the example is Selaginella. Xylotum belongs to Xylopsida, Equisetum belongs to Spinopsida, and Pteris belongs to the Pteropsida. Therefore, the only one correct answer belonging to the Lycopsida is Selaginella. Dash represent the reproductive organs amongst gymnosperms. In all the gymnosperms, the reproductive organs are given or represented by cones. Male cone, female cone, like that. The cone is the term used for reproductive organs among the gymnosperms. Then, what is the number and position of insertions of flagella in Rhodophyceae class of algae? Whether Rhodophyceae red algae members are having the flagella or not, the answer is flagella are absent in the members of Rhodophyceae. So option B is the right answer. Then coming to the last question. Algin, keratin and proteins are obtained from, what are these? All these are hydrocolloidal substances. Red algae, brown algae, green algae respectively. So which one is the answer? Algin is obtained from brown algae. Keratin is obtained from red algae, whereas proteins are obtained from green algae. What are the green algal members rich in protein? Chlorella and spirulina, single cell proteins, they are rich in protein. They are used as alternate food supplements as they are rich in the protein. So the answer is brown algae, red algae, green algae respectively. So algin is obtained from brown algae, keratin is obtained from red algae, and proteins are obtained from green algae. So B is the right option. So these are the questions that I wanted to discuss. I hope it is clear. Thank you.